AFC Bournemouth are soaring high in the English Premier League, and Ghana's Antoine Semenyo is having his best season in the English top flight. He will soon be heading to the Vitality Stadium to see how he's performing and how his development has been under the Spanish boss Andoni Iraola. A new life under a new coach for Kudus Mohammed. How has life been under new boss Graham Potter? We'll be heading to the Hammers to check up on Kudus Mohammed as well. Now, former Wafa midfielder Augustine Boakye is also making a name for himself in the French League 1. He also deserves to be looked at, and will be going to France to see how he's performing since he joined Saint-Etienne last year. Subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, and give the video a like as we begin our coverage. Today at AFC Bournemouth, we find Ghana's most informed striker Antoine Semenyo. With 7 goals in the Premier League this season, he sits just second in the club's top scoring charts behind Justin Kluivert. Now, thanks to his contributions, the Cherries are now serious contenders for an European spot, something they've longed for but yet to achieve. Since the club was formed in 1899 as Boakye and later rebranded in 1971, they are yet to play in Europe, but this season could be their breakthrough, at least based on their performance so far. For the Ghanaian striker Antoine Semenyo, he has steadily risen since joining the club a few years ago. Clearly, he's one player the club can look back and be happy they signed. Having arrived midway through the 2022-23 season, he scored just once, but he netted 8 times the following season, adding a couple of assists. And already this season, he has netted 7 times, and he's on track to even scoring more. As a result, his market value has even skyrocketed to £23.6 million, more than double of the £10 million Bournemouth paid to bring him from Bristol City. Meanwhile, the mastermind behind all of Bournemouth's success and the attractive style of play is the Spanish coach Andoni Iraola. Now, this Spanish coach has a lesser-known nickname as the Giant Killer, and I'm going to tell you a brief story about how he earned that name. For the staunch supporters and viewers of the Spanish top division, Iraola is a familiar face. He's best known for his time with Rayo Vallecano, one of the minnows in the Spanish top flight, and he consistently managed to upset heavyweight clubs like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Villarreal, Athletic Bilbao and co. And now in England, he continues to kill the Giants. Remember, he slaughtered Manchester United by 3-0 at their own backyard at Old Trafford, when the league leaders Manchester City and another Premier League giant Tottenham Hotspur visited them at the Vitality Stadium. They were humbled. And more recently, the high-flying Newcastle United and Nottingham Forest have all been humbled by Iraola's men. Now, the good news for Ghanaians is that Andoni Iraola really loves Antoine Semenyo, and that has been evident in the consistent game time he has given to the Ghanaian. Semenyo has started every single league game this season and considered by the Spanish boss as one of the key players in his attacking setup, which include strikers like the Brazilian Ivan Nelson, the Dutchman Justin Kluivert, the Burkinabe striker Dango Ouattara, David Brooks, and the Turkish striker Enes Ünal. Now, by and large, when talented players like Semenyo emerge at mid-table clubs, the big boys start circling them like sharks, and that is the case with Antoine Semenyo, who has recently been earmarked as one of the players Arsenal are looking to replace the injured Bukayo Saka. The Arsenal danger man has picked up an injury and he will be out for a while, and the Gunners are looking for a replacement. According to renowned tabloid Court Offside, Antoine Semenyo is one of the players on their radar, but it remains to be seen whether Bournemouth will allow him to leave this month, considering the fact that he's one of the key players and also real contenders for an European spot. A new year, a fresh start, a new coach for Kudus Mohammed at West Ham United. After a challenging start for Julian Lopetegui with series of disappointing results, the Spanish manager was let go, and now former Chelsea boss Graham Potter is in charge of West Ham United. Now, whenever a new coach comes in, there's always a sense of uncertainty about which players will be favoured and which might be deemed surplus to requirements, and in fact what tactical changes will be made. So I did a bit of research into Potter's preferences and tactics, and after compiling and reviewing my findings, I was immediately happy for Kudus Mohammed. One of my findings on an extensive piece on the Premier League website about Potter's tactics, style, preferred formations, revealed some promising insights. And this is how it reads. He likes to use players who can perform a number of different roles, change position constantly during games, The likes of Pascal Gross, Alexis McAllister, Solematch, Leandro Trossard were all used in several positions, for example. Now, Potter worked with all these players during his time at Brighton, where he enjoyed some of his best season as a manager before moving to Chelsea. And Kudus, Mohammed, the Black Star poster boy, falls into this category of players Potter tends to favour. And this has been clear in the English manager's first 3 matches since taking over as West Ham United boss. In Potter's first game in charge, in the FA Cup clash against Aston Villa, Kudus played as number 10. In their next match against Fulham, he featured as a winger, and in their third game against Crystal Palace, he was deployed as a central striker. And apparently, Potter is really benefiting from the versatility of Kudus Mohammed. Now, it has been the wish of Ghanaians to see Kudus play in some of the European elites like Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Chelsea and co. Indeed, before the season started, Liverpool showed interest in Kudus Mohammed following his impressive first campaign with West Ham United. It was later revealed the attacker had an £85 million release clause in his contract. Liverpool were ready to trigger the release clause, but they later discovered that the clause only becomes active after his third transfer window with West Ham United, meaning it can't be triggered until after this current season. Now, according to rumors explaining the reason behind his links to Liverpool, he is one of the exciting names on Liverpool radar as potential replacement for their Egyptian goal machine Mohamed Salah. Now, Mohamed Salah has already announced his decision to leave Liverpool at the end of the current season, and the Reds are preparing for life without the star forward. It again remains to be seen whether Liverpool will reignite their interest in Kudus Mohammed after this season or in the summer transfer window, and it will be a good news to Ghanaians to see Kudus Mohammed make that giant leap to a big club like Liverpool. Now let's quickly go to France and check up on the former Wafa midfielder Augustine Boakye. The young man who hails from Bompata in the Ashanti region is also making a name for himself in the French League One, and his team Saint-Etienne are one of the clubs who were promoted to the French top flight this season, but they are determined to avoid relegation. But they currently sit in the bottom half of the table, and they will need a very strong push in the second half of the season to secure survival. Boakye will be one of the key players the fans will be relying on. Fast forward, how has life been for Augustine Boakye in the French Ligue 1? Well, he recently joined the club from Austrian side Wolfsberger. It was July last year he joined. Sadly, he has been troubled by injuries and has missed a couple of games for Saint-Etienne this season. However, he has still managed to emerge the club's third highest scorer, with his recent goal coming just against Nantes a few days ago. In fact, Boakye only found his scoring boot this year, following the sack of their former coach and the appointment of Norwegian manager Erik Holland, who has gotten the best out of the Ghanaian midfielder. Under the Norwegian manager, he has scored 3 times this month. And if Augustine Boakye can stay injury-free, there is no doubt he can continue to build on his recent form and become a key player for Saint-Etienne in the second half of the season. Thanks for your attention. Catch us again another time. Make sure you subscribe and turn notification on so you don't miss. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.